both sides. Hey y'all, it's your girl Kia Love. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. So today in this video, we are going to be making my homemade plant-based vegan burgers. They are soy-free, they are delicious, they are not store-bought, meaning they don't have any of the plant toxins that some of the burgers sold in the stores have. These are fresh, homemade burgers. I love this recipe, y'all. It took a few tries to get it right, and I hope you enjoy it. And let's get it. So for my recipe, you're going to need some lentils, flax egg, fresh parsley, beets, chickpeas, nutritional yeast, mushrooms, steamed walnuts, onions, oat flour, tapioca flour, minced garlic, some seasonings, quinoa, and some coconut aminos. For the exact seasonings and the exact measurements of everything, please see the description box below. So to start, we're going to go ahead and place the steamed walnuts inside of a food processor. With this recipe, the texture is very important. Each ingredient that needs to be processed have a different texture and a different consistency that I'm looking for. So you will see me process each item individually. So with the walnuts, you want them to be fine, but not too fine. You don't want them to be dust, but you don't want them to be chunky either. So with the walnuts, I did get the texture up close on the camera so you can see the type of consistency that I'm looking for in this recipe. However, I forgot to do that when it came to the other ingredients that we're going to process in the blender. So I do want to say I'm sorry in advance for not showing the other ingredients up close. But what I am trying to create is a dynamic texture in this burger. Also, anything that I process, I'm just going to throw it in the bowl. So I did not get that up close shot as well. And next, we're going to go ahead and move on to the mushrooms. And we're going to pulse these until you don't want them to be too fine, but you don't want it to be chunky either. That's really the texture for everything that we're processing is not too fine, not too, the more you do this recipe, the more you'll see what type of texture you're looking for, but you do want it to be kind of fine for the mushrooms. And I'm going to go ahead and scrape all of that into the bowl. And then we're going to move on to the canned chickpeas. You do want to make sure that your chickpeas are completely dry before you put them in the food processor. Whether the ingredient is dry or wet does make an impact on the end result. So you do want to make sure that you pat them dry before you place them in the food processor. And then also with these, we're going to pulse them into their fine, not too fine, but not too thick. And that's pretty much the consistency for all three of the ingredients. Not a good shot, but it's something. All right, so now we're done pulsing everything. We're gonna mix everything else together. Now with the mixing. And for the mixing, I'm going to put on my gloves. All right, so now we're gonna add everything else in so we can begin to mix. So you need 3/4 cup of lentils. You can lightly pulse them if you want to. Usually I do, but this time I'm gonna leave them as is because they are canned lentils. So they're probably already a little softer than I would normally want them. You're going to put in 1/4 cup of cooked quinoa, which equals 1/2 cup of cooked. So it's 1/4 cup dry, turns into 1/2 cup of cooked. going to put in however many onions that you want. Two flax eggs. What's next? 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. 1/4 cup of shredded beet. 1/3 cup of oat flour. I just took some oats and blended them. Some parsley. And for your flavoring, you're going, and also you need 1 tablespoon of tapioca flour. That's gonna help give it that chewy, stretchy texture. And then I use about 1 tablespoon of minced garlic for flavoring, along with a few other spices. If you want to know exactly what this is, look at the description box below. And 1 tablespoon of coconut aminos. So all you do is gently hand mix it. Remember, gently, this is not meat, they're veggies, so you don't want to over massage, because if you over massage, then your texture will become mushy, and that's what you don't want. You don't want a mushy burger. You want the texture to be a little firm like ground beef. You will see me struggle a little bit with this bowl because my big bowl was being occupied at the time. So I was trying to mix it well, but keep everything inside the bowl. Also, 2 more tips. 1, you want to make sure that your flax egg spreads evenly. Sometimes it kind of sticks together in one big clump. So just break it apart if you need to and make sure it's spread within the mixture. And then also, if you notice that you need a little more moisture to your mix, add a little water or a little veggie broth, and that should do the trick. But let's keep mixing, y'all. Have your ground beef. You are going to make patties out of them. So you're going to take your mixture and make them as big or small as you want them to be. I recommend them having a little bit of thickness. Do not make them like a thin Wendy's patty. And you have your patty. And then you're going to put it on a pan, a hot pan to grill on both sides. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and form the rest of the patties. Please be gentle. I know it may look like I've been rough throughout the video, but I promise I've been gentle. So go ahead and form the rest of the patties, put the remaining on the hot pan, leave them on both sides for a few minutes, and then we're gonna pop the rest of them in the oven to cook thoroughly. If you don't think it's brown enough, you could just flip it back over. So the goal here is to get a crispy outside and a juicy inside. So you do want to take the time to let both sides get crispy and brown. And then we're going to go ahead and place them in the oven. And sorry guys, I'm left-handed, so a lot of the times my hand does get in the way of recording. Welcome to the left-handed world. Now that the burgers are lightly crispy on the outside, we're going to go ahead and transfer them to a lightly greased baking sheet. This will prevent them from sticking. You're going to turn your oven on 375 to 400, depending on your oven. They're all different. Some are stronger than others. I like to cook mine on 400 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes, sometimes a little longer to 30 minutes. My suggestion is, if you used to be a well-done meat eater, then I would recommend doing 400 degrees on about 25 minutes, because what you don't want is to bite into the burger and then your mind plays tricks on you. So that's my suggestion if you're used to be a well-done type of person, but it's going to take a little getting used to your stove and this recipe to figure out which one is best for you. So if you did not need to cook all of your burgers today, you can freeze them. They freeze very, very well. I do this all of the time. I just take a piece of wax paper, put it inside the freezer bag, and put the burgers on top of the wax paper. I can typically fit about 4 in each layer, and then if I need another layer, I just put another wax piece of paper on top, and then I put the burgers on top of each other. They will not stick as long as you have that wax paper in between and keep them separated. So when it's time to cook, take them out the freezer, cook them like we did today, put them on top of the stove, put them in the oven, and then voila, magic. All right, y'all, so please don't be mad at me, but I completely forgot to film the burgers coming out of the oven. I was so hungry. I started prepping my burger, and my sister ran in to remind me that I did not film that part. So I'm sorry, y'all, but this is the finished product. It does have some barbecue sauce, some vegan mayo, some vegan cheese. If you want to see my recipes for those, I will be filming those as well. Have some tomatoes and a couple of pickles, and I will be eating some chips on the side with it. But this is the finished product. All right, y'all, that was my homemade plant-based burger recipe. I hope you enjoy it. If you try it out, if you switch it up or anything like that, comment below, please. Y'all, we're a community of foodies around here just trying to eat healthier, but still love and enjoy our food. So please comment below. Tag me in your pictures on Instagram. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to join the community and keep track of what recipes I post next, please hit the subscribe button. Well, anyways, until next time, peace, light, and love, y'all.